Want a soar? Get a mentor. Hey, this is Nina Carmichael. We make these videos because you know you're the most ambitious person in your circle. But you know you're capable of more, and you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, my husband Evan Carmichael, and the 5 biggest keys to success you need to master. Okay, let's kick it up with rule number 1. Be willing to work hard.
There is no longer any acceptable reason why you can't get the mentors that you're after and start winning. The opportunities that are in front of you right now did not exist for your parents, and it's only getting easier. But you still have to do your part. You still have to reach out. You still have to want it. It's actually less about winning the lottery and where you came from, and much more about how badly do you want it and how much are you gonna put in to get after it. Because if you are willing to put in the work, you can beat out somebody with 1,000 times more resources than you. So every night I go on Twitch and I stream my League of Legends games, twitch.tv/Believe Team here. And there was a guy who joined me last night from the Philippines. So he's from the Philippines, and he says that his goal is to be a professional League of Legends player. And the challenge is there's not a big League of Legends scene in the Philippines. There's no professional teams. There's only one player right now named Smithy, who's a jungler. Where did he go? He was jungler for Team Liquid. He signed with a new team. It escapes me right now. There's one person who was born in the Philippines who's a pro player right now and makes his living as a professional League of Legends player. This guy joins my live stream last night, and he says he's a support player from the Philippines, and that's his ambition. He's gonna grind it out. He wants to get noticed. He wants to get picked up. He wants to be a professional League of Legends player. The crazy thing is, that's actually possible. It's actually possible for him to do it. It's actually possible for him to get training, for him to get mentorship, for him to reach out, for him to get in contact with people. Here he is. He's in the Philippines. I'm in Canada, and we're talking, and we're connecting on my live stream. It's actually possible. It wasn't possible even 10 years ago. Definitely not for his parents. You look at what his parents are doing, where they came from. You could have some dream, but at that time, the dream was probably just to come to North America, or just to have this one little thing that existed in the world currently, right? This limited mindset, because there were limited opportunities. But right now, the opportunities are insane. You have a thing called the internet. People didn't have it before. The opportunities are insane. You are competing against the world, which is bad for a lot of North Americans, but it's amazing for everybody who's outside, or amazing for anybody who's willing to work hard. It's not even bad for North Americans. It's bad for anybody who's lazy, who's slow, who's maybe had things handed to them. There's a lot of people in North America who had nothing handed to them, but they're willing to work hard. If you are willing to work hard, if you are willing to show yourself, it's never been easier to win. Justin Bieber got discovered on YouTube. You don't need to have a manager anymore. You don't have to go through the system. You don't want to, I got a publisher for my deal, but you don't want to have a publisher? Publishers reject you? Great, go off and self-publish. David Goggins did. Lots of people created #1 bestsellers just from self-publishing. You can bet on yourself if you're willing to work hard, if you're willing to put in the effort. It's never been easier to win. And so I look at this guy from the Philippines. It might be easier for me, right? Me sitting here in Canada, if my goal was to be a professional League of Legends player, sure, it might be easier for me. Sure, I might have more resources. Sure, I could afford coaching and go to tournaments and meet people. But it's also never been easier for him, because in the past, it would have been only available to me. Now, it's available to anybody. And if he has the heart and the hustle and the drive and the intention and the will to go off and do it every day, he can crush someone like me, even if I have 1,000 times more resources than him. And you can too.
Rule number 2, be practical.
Your vision alone is not enough. Doing what you love is the #1 rule for success from everybody that I've covered, but doing what you love, following your vision, is not enough. You need to balance it with what actually works. This is why so many people fall down and fail. If you just have a vision but don't pay attention to the trends, your vision will never happen. It will die within you. If Simon's vision is to help people be inspired to go to work, I love it. That's awesome. I'm on the same page. That is a joint vision. Amazing. But how you go about doing it matters. He's not doing it through smoke signals and MySpace, right? That era is gone. But he's also not doing it through virtual reality and hologram Simons coming into your living room, right? That era has not arrived yet. How you approach the work matters. So how does Simon do it? He does it mostly through his books, right? Start with Why. He does it through his speaking, the TED Talk that launched his whole career, right? How did Simon get his mission to take off? How did Simon get people even aware about his vision? Well, he started by doing it just helping his friends, right? He was just being a good friend, helping them out, and he said, you should go and speak. And then he created that TED Talk and he blew up. He blew up through his TEDx talk that became a TED Talk and YouTube, and then through his books. Right? If he was not paying attention to the trends, if he did not go do his TED Talk, if he did not get on YouTube, if he did not write the book, if he was not marketing in the era that we are in right now, if he was not paying attention to the trends that, oh, people watch YouTube videos, oh, people go to TED Talks, oh, people read books. If he wasn't paying attention to those trends, nobody would know Simon Sinek. That's the problem. You start with the vision, 100%. Just paying attention to the trends is not enough. You start with the vision. But you have to know the trends too. It's always both. Also, if you want to have more self-confidence and self-belief, I've designed a special free training to help you get it, where every day for the next 254 days, I will send you a link to an unlisted video to your email to every day shift your confidence and self-belief forward. The science says it can take up to 254 days of consecutive action to make a habit stick. And I want you to get the habit of self-confidence and self-belief. The link to join absolutely for free is in the description below.
Find whatever the smallest first step is, and then the smallest next step is, and continue to build those steps. And when you look back, you'll have realized that you made some pretty significant progress.
You can use rejection as fuel to help you go off and do something bigger and motivation to, I'm going to prove them wrong.
It's got to be your life's work. If you only had to write one book ever in your life, this is it, and it's got to be amazing.
Rule number 3, have shorter goals.
As time has gone on, I've become less and less a fan of goal setting. And I love the idea of quarterly goals over annual goals, over decade-long goals, because the timeline is shorter. And why I'm less a fan of goal setting is because the more you're actually growing, the less likely you're actually able to predict where you're going to be. So I really hate 10-year goals, 5-year goals, 10-year goals. If you think about where you were 5 years ago, think about who you were 5 years ago. 5 years ago, look at the calendar. 5 years ago from today, in the past, who are you? You think that person could predict where you would be 10 years ago? 10 years ago, I just started my YouTube channel. I had a couple videos up. 10 years ago, I said I'd never want to write a book. 10 years ago, I wouldn't imagine that I'd be here. I'd be here and making videos for a YouTube channel with 300 million views in Puerto Rico because Brendan Burchard invited me to his mastermind group to speak on stage in front of all these successful entrepreneurs. I wouldn't have predicted that, like with zero accuracy. And same thing for you. 10 years ago, you had no idea that you'd be here. Not if you're growing. And this is the big caveat. Not if you're growing. Like, if you can predict with accuracy where you're going to be in 10 years, you can hit it, but it's just way small compared to what you could have done, and it means that you haven't grown in the past decade. And so that's my main beef against goals. And having shorter goals, having numeric goals can be great. Can be great. Like, I want to get 10 million subscribers on my main YouTube channel. That's a good goal. But if I set that as my 10-year goal and that's the only thing I'm going to do, then it's wrong, because probably in 3 years I should jump off and go do something else, right? I've been fortunate that I've been doing YouTube for 10 years, and I still love it. It's still amazing, but chances are your 10-year plans, you should jump off in year 2 and go do something else, because that thing is actually better for you because you've grown as a person. So at least it's great, the advice that instead of annual goals, set it down to quarterly goals, because goals are still helpful. They're still good to kind of track your progress, to know that this video did better than that video, that this customer brought in more money than this customer, that are you doing enough actions to go and get the business that you want. Those are great. But as a macro thing that's leading your decisions, I think the longer you stretch it out, the worse it actually is.
Rule number 5, change your standards.
You are where you are in life and business because of your standards. It's just not important enough for you yet to hit that next level. For you, for me, for all of us, we've settled. We've settled for what currently is and haven't demanded from ourselves that we reach that next level. Change your standards, change your life. So I was recently talking to Alex on my team, and he helps me run Toronto Dance Salsa, the largest dance school for salsa in North America probably. And he recently went through this weight loss challenge and he lost, I don't know, I want to say 30 pounds. And now he's sticking to this really thin line of between 150 and 155 pounds. That's his goal, that's his standard. When he's getting close to 155, he slows down on the eating, and when he's around 150, he has a little bit more, and he's constantly staying in this band because he set a new standard for himself. Even though he might have been 180 or 185 before, now anywhere close to 155 is gonna be too much. Like, that's it, that's my new standard, that's the lowest I'm gonna go, which is crazy high compared to what he was before. He's now trying to bring that same standard to his business. So what he's trying to do every day now is, if you follow him on Instagram, is he's posting at the end of the day how proud he is of the effort he put in. How proud is he of the effort that he put in out of 10? And sometimes you see it's 5.5, sometimes you see it's a 7, and every now and then it's an 8 or even a 9. How proud he is of the effort that he put in. This is now the area where he needs to raise his standards. And I was talking to him yesterday, and a big breakthrough that happened was, said, Alex, you've lost 30 pounds, man, or more from your weight loss journey. Now, the idea of being over 155 is crazy when you used to be 180, right? Or 185, it's crazy. You need to take that same approach to your business, to your effort, that you're proud of yourself every day for what you're doing. Anything under 8 should be considered a cheat day. Anything under 8 is like you had a cheat day on your diet. Every now and then on his weight loss journey, he had a cheat day. He had a moment of weakness. He went for a giant pizza and a cake because he was starving and he couldn't control himself. But it was these one-off moments, right? It was like once every 3 weeks or something, and he continued down. That now needs to be your daily effort. If it's under 8, that's like you're eating cake and pizza. 8 needs to be the new waterline, that if you're getting close to it, it's like, holy cow, I need to work harder. I need to accomplish. I need to go off and do. Just like 155 now is that benchmark for himself. And putting into those terms made sense for him because he had higher standards now for himself in what he ate, in how he took care of his body, than he did for what he was doing into his business. And so it's the same thing for you. You want to grow, you want to get better, you want to improve, you have to raise your standards. You have to now not settle for where you're at, because where you're at's good. This is the problem. Good is the enemy of great, right? Where you're at's good, it's good. It's not amazing, but it doesn't suck, because if it sucked, if you hated it every day, you would have to find a way out. But because it's good, you don't do it. You don't change. It's not important enough for you to want to get to that next step.
And the last one before our very special bonus clip, concentrate on your effort.
Most people don't concentrate long enough on achieving their goals. So what happens? You don't achieve your goals. If you're focused on something and you do it every day consistently, you will eventually get results. But if you're constantly jumping from one thing to another, from one idea to another, from one activity to another, then you'll never actually accomplish what you're capable of. The problem isn't lack of creativity or ideas or genius, it's a lack of concentration. And if that's you, I want to fix it in this video today. So let's take a quick look at my YouTube journey. I started on YouTube over 10 years ago. It's crazy that it's been that long. And I wasn't very good when I started. Go back and watch my first videos. They're all still up there. I haven't deleted them. You can go back and watch every single one of them and see how much I sucked. I'm an introvert. This is not natural for me. It took a lot of concentration, a lot of focused effort, and 6,000 plus videos later, here I am. Why? Because I just kept going. Because I kept focused on my mission, on my objective. It took me 350 videos until I wasn't completely embarrassed by myself. 350 videos. I had to have my sister come into the room with the camera, focus on me, press record, and then leave because I couldn't film with her in the room. And that's my sister. How is this guy gonna be a YouTuber and be on stage and give speeches and be a thought leader and deliver presentations if you can't even do a simple video with your sister in the room? Concentration, focused effort. That's the key. It's been every single day we've been uploading videos. We've done 3+ videos a day for the past 5 years.
every single day. I've been sick, videos went up. I broke my neck in 2 spots, had a concussion, videos going up. I lost my voice, videos going up. All the time. Every single day for the past 5+ years, it's been at least 3 videos across my main channel, now my multiple channels. Concentration. I'm not very good at this. The point of all this isn't to brag or say, look at me. It's saying that I suck. That if I could do it, so can you. The difference is, I think a lot of you guys are way more talented than I am. I look at Alex, for example, who works for me at TDS. He's just so much more naturally gifted in front of the camera. He's funny, he's charismatic, a lot of the stuff that I'm not, and I've been slowly grinding away, getting better in front of the camera. So I think a lot of you guys are actually better than me, or better than what I was. And if you just kept going, if you just kept working on it, you would improve and you would have the results you're after. You're just not patient enough. You're not concentrating enough. You're not putting in the work every single day. This great story comes to mind that is great and sad at the same time. I was meeting a friend in Orlando, another influencer, 6 years ago or so, and we met up and he said, I'm gonna be the next Gary Vee. Like, okay, great, I love it, pumped, like let's go. I'm just starting my YouTube career, really starting to take off, and he wants to be his thing and he's gonna be the next influencer. I love it. And then he posted something about a year ago or so, and he said, 5 years ago I met Evan at this place in Starbucks in Orlando, and I told him I was gonna be the next Gary Vee, and he was on his career to build his YouTube channel. And fast forward now, and Evan's got 1.5 million subscribers, and I'm still kind of where I was because I didn't put in the work. And so that's what I don't want for you, right? He has talent, he's a genius, so are you. He just didn't do the 5 years of work that I did. And he's someone who's actually, I think, way more charismatic than I am. And so I don't want that for you. I want you to concentrate on your effort, which will then lead to results. And I'm gonna give you a 3-step process that you can follow to help you get there. Step number 1 is flip patience and impatience. People have this really messed up view on patience and impatience. I think people are often impatient with the results, so you want the results immediately. It's human nature, you want it immediately. But you're very patient with yourself. If you look at what you're doing every day, like, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. You get an idea, yeah, I'll start Monday. I'll start next week. I'll start next year. Fresh year, start off fresh, all that, right? No, you flip it. You flip it. You flip patience and impatience. What I want you to do is have patience with the results, that the results will come. And impatience with yourself, that today matters, today. You're watching this, I don't know what time it is during the day. You're watching this, today matters. What you create today has to mean something. Because if you approached every day with massive impatience for yourself and your effort, and you did that every day, you did the work, that you were proud of yourself for your effort, I promise you that the results are gonna come. But it will take some time to get to your big goals. You have big goals, right? You want to do something big. You have big ambitions. You don't want just some tiny little win. Awesome, that's gonna take some time. Even if you're hustling and grinding and being proud of your effort every single day, it's gonna take some time. So patience with the results and massive impatience with yourself. Number 2 is think big and act small. This is where I think a lot of entrepreneurs get tripped up. You need to think big and act small. So you have a big vision, a big mission, something that you wanna go off and change the world. My big thinking is I wanna solve the world's biggest problem, right? It's never gonna happen in my lifetime. And yet I wake up every day trying to tackle it. You want to have a big vision. The problem with it though, for some people, is that it means you don't start. Because to make that big vision happen, you need money, you need investors, you need camera gear, you need equipment, you need a team, you need all this stuff, right? Just keeps adding up, all the stuff you need, and then you never start. That's the problem. The reason why some dummies are winning off of your idea instead of you is because they just started. Because they acted small. So you think big, and that's the motivating dream that you're chasing down every day, and you act small. What's the smallest thing that I can do today just to start building momentum? Because momentum is the thing that is missing in most businesses. You have great ideas, you're a genius, you're talented, I love what you're trying to do, it's amazing. You need momentum. Momentum. Every single day, creating a little bit more momentum to make that dream come true. Think big, act small. And number 3 is schedule for success. Look at your calendar. Success is your habits, right? You want to make sure that your actions map to your ambitions. The actions that are in your calendar, if you did those things, would help you accomplish your goals, your dreams, your ambitions. So if you're talking about building a YouTube career, amazing. Show me in your calendar where every week you're making time to make YouTube videos. If you want to be an author, awesome, I'm pumped. Show me in your time, show me in your calendar where you've blocked it out that you're going to spend time writing on your book. Most people don't do it. And then you allow all these little things, these distractions to pull you away from the thing that you want to be doing. You have to put the big things into your calendar first and block off the time and protect that time and look at it from above, and not just your business, your personal stuff too. What's a good relationship look like? What's a good health situation for yourself look like, right? Habits. Put in your calendar and then step above it and look at the week that you're about to go off and do. Look at your week ahead. If you did those things consistently, would it help you accomplish your goals? And for too many people, it's no. You're living in reaction mode to other people's emergencies, and then you never get to do the thing that you want to do. You got to defend your time. You schedule for success. So whatever your big goals are, whatever you need to concentrate on, you need to make sure you're spending an appropriate amount of time on it so that you get good at it, so you can start getting results and making the impact that you know you can make. Schedule for success.
Now I've got a very special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, it's time for the question of the day. I wanna know, what was your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week? When you get motivated, inspired, you have a 35% chance of following through. But when you get motivated, inspired, and you create a plan of action, you have a over 90% chance of following through. And when you share it with other people, it jumps to 95% chance, your likelihood of following through. And so I want that to be you from this video. We don't just watch videos here, Believe Nation. We do something. We take action. So I want to know your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week. Leave it down in the comments below because I want to celebrate you. Humans are built to serve, period. Serving others is hardwired into our brain. It triggers the same area of your brain as food and sex. If you're not happy, it's because you're not serving. Either serving the world on this big mission that you have, or serving the 25 closest people to you. If you're not happy, it's because you're not serving. So one of the hacks that I do in my life to get me to do the things that I'm afraid of or don't want to do is through service. If I can connect any of my actions, like making videos, I don't necessarily like just sitting here talking to a camera, but I connect it to service. That I'm making this video, people are gonna watch it, hopefully get inspired enough to take some kind of action and it's meaningful to their life or business. That makes me feel good, that's service. As soon as I can connect the action to service, I am all in. And that's the way to hack me. You want something from me? Whether it's my wife or my team or general public, if it makes me feel like this will serve other people and it will have a big impact, then it's much easier for me to get a yes. It's easier for me to say I am in.
If you want to learn what separates people who win from those who lose, check out the video next to me. I think you're gonna enjoy. I will see you there. Continue to believe.
You're a genius. You've got great ideas. You are the Michael Jordan of something. The only thing that is stopping you is your ability to do difficult things